Hi, Mike.
How you doing, Bart?
Good to see you. Welcome back. Mike recently presented at the Liberal Arts Network for Development a special program to other members, other community colleges. What was that all about?
It was great. It was a nice academic conference. A bunch of community college instructors getting together and just kind of bouncing ideas off one another, talking about best practices in the classroom, that sort of thing. It was great.
Nice.
It's nice to go to a conference where all of the instructors are community college, because as you know, right, it's a different genre of instruction, different different community, different demographics, and so it's you can't go about it in quite the same way that you would at a four-year institution.
So your topic was the challenge of programming film courses in small-town Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you've done, and you I think you've been very successful. But you said to your audience that the challenge was, well, after year one was easy, but then what do you do for year two?
Bingo, exactly, right? So when I'm teaching the film class on campus, that's easy. I can choose the same 11, 12 films, and I can have materials prepared for them, right? And it can be the same thing every semester because I don't have repeat customers in the classroom. But when I'm teaching the film class in the fall and it's downtown here in Jackson, I can't show the same films every fall because I want the community to come out. I want them to engage. I want them to enjoy themselves. And so the idea was, how do I go about having the same curriculum, having the same goals of the class, while also keeping things interesting for the community and having a revolving slate of films.
And your title was, will anyone want to watch RoboCop?
Exactly, right? And so when it comes down to it, there it is. When it comes down to it, I'm going to have to choose a lot of different films. And so when I have to choose something like RoboCop that doesn't seem like it might fit into a traditional film course, right? I have to think of a way to bring it in and to hit the same marks that I want to hit in the classroom. And the idea was, I've got a framework, and so instead of choosing specific films every semester, I have specific ideas, specific themes, specific time periods, specific technical moments in motion picture history, and then I can just slot whatever I want into that while maintaining the main points of the course.
And part of your presentation, you talked about your segment on JTV.
I sure did, because that was that's one of the unintended consequences of being able to of having the privilege to show these films to the community.
Oh, look at that!
I get to come on the show, and oh, look at that! I get to come on the show, and I get to talk to you about the films that we're watching, and I get to, not only do I get to have an impact on the Jackson College community, I get to have an impact on the Jackson community, and that's a bit of a responsibility. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't love it, right? Well, and so coming on here is a great opportunity for me, for the community, for everybody.
So did you get extra cred from being a TV personality at your conference?
I don't think so. I don't think so. They liked the slide though, because they saw that I only ever wear one kind of shirt. So.
Oh, I like the slide too. Yeah, that's right.
I've got this same shirt on and two of those. Look at this. This is terrible.
Wow.
All my secrets are coming out live on the air.
Man, you're gonna have to get to the store.
Yeah, I am.
Well, it's your look, and it looks good.
Thanks.
So one of the things we'd like to do is, talk about what's current in film and movies. Have you seen any movies lately?
I did. Just this last weekend, I went to go see the new Robert Pattinson picture, Mickey 17, and this thing was great. You'd like this, Bart. You should go see this. It takes place in the future, right? And we need to, discover new planets and colonize and that sort of thing. And but it's dangerous work, right?
Sure.
And so Robert Pattinson
rockets explode.
Exactly, exactly, right? Over the never mind. And so it's dangerous work colonizing other planets. And so if you don't have any skills, which Robert Pattinson's character does not, he signs up to be in Expendable. And the idea is they scan his body, and he goes out and does something dangerous. And if he dies, they just reprint a new one. Right, and the main character of the film is the 17th version of Robert Pattinson, and it's about his adventures doing that sort of thing.
Awesome. Did you watch the Oscars?
I watched a bit of it, not the whole thing, but I watched it.
It's hard to watch the whole thing.
It sure is. I saw the dubious James Bond presentation, and I wasn't sure. I mean, I'm all about celebrating James Bond, one of my favorite franchises, but there was really no specific reason to do it now. It wasn't an important anniversary or anything.
No,
so,
I think it was because Amazon has now inherited the James Bond
they
franchise.
sure have.
I like Conan O'Brien's joke about the new James Bond will be the vice president of global equity for Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a new season of Survivor and The Amazing Race that started last week.
Sure.
You're not a fan.
I've got a bone to pick with reality television, Bart, because so what happened? So real quick history, right? When television started to become popular in the 1950s, right? Everything was the news, game shows, or episodic television. Westerns were huge, right? And episodic television dominated the landscape for decades.
Forever.
And the idea was, at the end of the episode, everything went back to the status quo. Nothing changed, nothing evolved, nothing did anything different, right? But then, in the late '80s, early '90s, starting with things like Twin Peaks and the X-Files, we started getting serialized television, where the plot line continued from episode to episode.
You have to watch every week.
This kept going. Even Star Trek picked it up with Deep Space Nine, and then of course we had the big breakout with prestige television with The Sopranos on HBO. Right now, meanwhile, at this same time period, early 2000s, we had reality shows make this huge, big new explosion, and those two big ones, right, were Survivor and The Amazing Race, and they were fine and they were good, right? But now all we have is reality TV, because these fat cat executives don't want to spend money to make something artistically or thematically interesting, and they can just crank out reality show after reality show after reality show because it's unscripted. It costs a fraction of the amount to make narrative television, and then it's just all it is reality TV all the way down, and it makes me sad.
And the whole cast is not paid,
right?
Except the one at the end
who wins. Yeah.
And
they're getting paid in exposure.
Well, the only one I really watch is The Amazing Race, and I like it because you get to see the world.
Sure, it's interesting. Exactly, right? So, I mean, like I said, I'll give it a pass. It was one of the original, but, I don't need to watch Big Brother 18.
The new genre I just read about, it's called the Shiny Floor Show. And it's shows with the shiny floor, like American Idol, the big giant game shows, that give $1 million prizes,
right,
with big sets and shiny floors.
The shiny floor. I mean, the original Shiny Floor is what the Price is Right.
That's it.
And I've seen more Price is Right than any normal person should. So I'm a big fan of that. So
me too. Did you see the 10,000th episode?
I sure did. We should have talked about this. I watched it by chance alone. I caught the end of it, and I'm not going to lie to you, Bart. I was pretty disappointed. 10,000th episode, I feel like the showcases should have been, amazing.
Yeah.
And, electric cars are okay, but, I expected, a Mercedes or something.
It should have been huge. But during the show, they did give big prizes.
Okay.
And they made it easy for people.
All right.
Especially people that, got the game, they could figure it out and win the big prize.
Sure. Yeah. I didn't see the middle of the show.
Yeah, in the middle of the show.
My bad.
That was good. All right, well, you getting ready for, we don't have any film series till fall?
Till fall, yep, fall.
All right, well, you got a lot of time to get ready.
I'm planning, I'm getting ready though.
Okay, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure, Bart.
And thanks for talking about us at your Liberal Arts Network for Development course.
Easy enough, my pleasure.
Nice. The Jackson College professor and JTV entertainment correspondent, Mike Marra.